Hey guys, welcome back to ProtoMet Reviews, and in today's episode we'll be talking about Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith. Now, a little backstory for this film. The war between the Republic and the Separatists is going on for a while. A new general has popped up, Grievous, who's a cyborg, and he kidnaps Chancellor Palpatine, and that's where our film starts off, with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker going off to rescue Palpatine from the Separatists. And they make it aboard the ship that Palpatine's on, make their way up to Palpatine, but then are confronted by Count Dooku, who is defeated and killed by Anakin Skywalker while Obi-Wan's knocked out. And then Anakin goes to rescue both Obi-Wan and the Chancellor when they're captured again. But then they manage to escape and get back down to Coruscant while General Grievous, who's now left in control of the Separatist droid army, goes off to wherever. Back on Coruscant, they get the Chancellor back with the other politicians, and Anakin and Padme have a talk where Padme reveals that she's pregnant with Anakin's kid. Oh, good. That they're still that, except for the fact that their marriage is still a secret, so scandalous. Anyway, later Anakin has a nightmare about Padme dying, and is very concerned about it, and begins to have doubts about, whether or not he can save her or not. Anyway, Palpatine gets close with Anakin and be like, "Hey, could you get on the council, act as my eyes and ears in the Jedi Council, because you're cool like that." And so the Jedi Council will be like, "Well, okay, but unfortunately, the Jedi Council entrust Obi-Wan with giving Anakin a new mission, which is to secretly spy on Palpatine, because they don't quite trust him since he's been Chancellor longer than most other Chancellors, and they're kind of worried. I mean, granted, yeah, they're in the midst of a war, but they're not too sure about whether or not Palpatine's on the up and up. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan goes to find General Grievous, and he makes his way to the planet Utapau. Had to look that up because I could not remember that for the life of me. Anyway, he goes there, learns that Grievous and his guys are there, and spies on them, and sends a message back to hit the clone troopers that were with him to come help him. The Separatist leaders end up getting sent off to another planet by Grievous, and then Obi-Wan shows up and has a fight with Grievous, and and while this is all going on, Yoda goes off to the planet of Kashyyyk to help the Wookiees fight the droid army there, and also the Jedi are kind of spread out, and yeah, so that's going on. Anyway, Anakin and Palpatine are talking. Palpatine correctly guesses that the Jedi have asked Anakin to spy on him, and he's feigns concern and mentions to Anakin a Sith legend of a Darth something who was able to thwart death using his powers of the dark side of the Force. And Anakin be like, oh man, kinda wish I had that. And stuff goes on, and then eventually Anakin and Palpatine are together, and Palpatine reveals that he knows that Padme is pregnant with Anakin's kid, and that Anakin's worried about it, and then so he not so subtly reveals that he's actually knows about the dark side of the Force. And Anakin goes off and tells Mace Windu, another Jedi, that, hey, I think Palpatine is the Sith Lord we've been looking for this entire time. So when Mace goes to deal with Palpatine with a bunch of Jedi to arrest him, unfortunately it doesn't go so well. The 3 Jedi he goes with get killed, and then he confronts Palpatine himself, who reveals himself to be Darth Sidious, the guy who's been manipulating the entire war from the behind the scenes. And Anakin shows up just as Mace Windu has Palpatine at his mercy, and Anakin ends up going against the Jedis and turning to the dark side and saving Palpatine. And then Palpatine gives Anakin the orders to eradicate all the Jedi at the Jedi Temple, because at this point Anakin believes that the Jedi are actually the bad guys and that Palpatine is on his side, and the audience is pretty well aware that Palpatine has really just been manipulating Anakin throughout this. So Palpatine issues an order to all the clone troops throughout the galaxy that, hey, that basically amounts to kill the Jedi. And so they initiate that, and so almost all the Jedi are eradicated, except for Yoda, who manages to escape from Kashyyyk with the help of the Wookiees, and Obi-Wan, who managed to sneak off of Utapau after killing General Grievous. And then Anakin goes off to the planet of the volcanic planet of Mustafar to eradicate the Separatist leaders there. And then Yoda and Obi-Wan get back together, rejoin with a senator who's sympathetic to them, and basically learn that, oh shit, the Supreme Chancellor is the Sith guy we've been looking for. He's evil, and he's corrupted Anakin into working for him. Not good. Not good at all. So these two decide that they have to eradicate the Sith. So Obi-Wan goes to Padme and tells him, hey, we learned this stuff. Anakin's not a good guy anymore. Do you know where he is? And she doesn't know, or she claims she doesn't know, or at least doesn't tell Obi-Wan. But Obi-Wan secretly is like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she knows, and sneaks aboard a spacecraft as she goes off to meet Anakin and try and confirm or disprove what she's just learned about what's going on. Unfortunately for her, she learns firsthand that Anakin has become evil, and he tries to choke her with his Force powers because he's mad and he's all confused, and it's just bad. And Obi-Wan reveals himself, and he and Anakin fight. Well, meanwhile, back on Coruscant, Yoda confronts Palpatine, and they fight too, but Yoda is, despite doing pretty well in the fight, does not succeed in defeating Palpatine and is forced to retreat. Ugh, bad stuff. Anyway, the fighting on Mustafar between Anakin and Obi-Wan goes south for Anakin when Obi-Wan cuts off not only one of his arms, but also both of his legs, and leaves him to basically die on the volcanic planet as he gets set on fire by the heat, and just bad stuff. So Obi-Wan takes Padme back to Coruscant, where she gives birth to twins, one of whom the senator ally that I mentioned earlier, he takes the daughter, under his wing, while the son is taken to while Obi-Wan says, I'll take the son to Tatooine to live with his family there. And while this is going on, Anakin is himself also undergoing a rebirth of sorts into the cyborg Sith Lord, Darth Vader. You probably know him. He's kind of famous. And so, yeah, that's going on. And so, the situation is just absolutely horrible. I mean, yes, peace has been restored to the galaxy, but at what cost? Honestly, Revenge of the Sith is a pretty fun, action-packed film. And it tells a pretty dark tale of a good person falling to evil, but having the best of intentions when doing so. It doesn't work out for him as he learns that Padme has died while giving birth to his twins, and the good guys, the Jedi Order, have been almost completely eradicated with only 2 known survivors, and that's not good. And it's just a bad situation for really everyone except for Palpatine, who's basically installed himself as Emperor of the Republic. But still, Revenge of the Sith is a pretty good film with plenty of good action sequences, a well thought out and well developed story of a guy being manipulated to do bad things with the best of intentions. And it's a good lead up to the original Star Wars trilogy, which I'll be covering in future videos. But I gotta take a bit of a break. Next time I upload a video, it'll be of another movie unrelated to the Star Wars films. But don't worry, I will get back to the Star Wars films shortly thereafter. So, until then, see ya guys. This has been me, ProtoMet, signing out.